In today's video, I'm checking out another Cheerson aircraft. This is the Cheerson CX-37WD Smart H from tmart.com. This time we have a hexacopter. As far as I can see, this aircraft is very similar to the Cheerson CX-10WD reviewed a couple of videos back, except this one is not marketed as a pocket drone. It is, however, marketed as another FPV quadcopter where you use your phone to view the FPV footage on the screen. So let's take a look at what you get. We have the hexacopter, which is bigger than the Cheerson CX-10. There is a 0.3 megapixel camera up front, an on and off switch at the back, as well as a plug to charge the hexacopter. There's a built-in one-cell 350 mAh battery inside, which is non-removable. 350 mAh is bigger than we are used to with these nano multi-rotors, however it is needed due to the extra motors. Also visible is the Wi-Fi antenna underneath the hexacopter. In the box you are also given 6 spare propellers, a screwdriver, a USB charger, and of course the transmitter. Much like the Cheerson CX-10WD, this aircraft is designed to be flown either by the app or by the controller. The app is also the same layout as the Cheerson CX-10WD, but don't download that version. You need to search for the Cheerson CX-37 on the iOS App Store or the Android Play Store. Before I get into the app, let's check out the transmitter. As mentioned earlier, this is not designed to be a pocket drone. However, the hex and the transmitter do pack away nicely into the box hassle-free. This time there is no option to store the hex in the transmitter. Instead, you are given a phone holder built into the transmitter. It can be removed, however it's using hex screws so that you can't remove it with the included screwdriver. The screwdriver is included to get to the battery bay, which you know I'm not a fan of. There's definitely no need for this. At least they have given you a tool to get into it. The controller requires your standard 4 AA batteries. Back to the phone holder, and it can have its angle changed via this thumb screw. You won't be able to fit a tablet in there. My 5-inch Nexus phone just about fits in. The controls are spring-loaded, which can only mean one thing, and that is altitude hold. Cheerson seem to have really cracked altitude hold with these models, so I have big expectations of this. I can also spy a Mode 1/Mode 2 label on the right trim. You need to press it down while turning the transmitter on to go into Mode 1. I wish it would remember what mode you selected every time, but it doesn't. If you are a Mode 1 flyer, then each time you turn the transmitter on, you will need to hold down this trim button. You need to lift the throttle up and down to get it to bind with the hexacopter. Also, like the Cheerson CX-10, we have quick takeoff and land buttons on the right. And to the left, the HL button is your rate button, offering low, medium and high settings. And lastly, there is a flip button. There's no headless mode or one key return on this model, thank goodness. Back to the app, and I'm happy to say that the Play Store app works perfect for the CX-37. When I reviewed the CX-10WD, you had to download an app from a dodgy website to get it to work. They have rectified that with this model, and it is fully working off the Play Store. So again, let's go through those options. The first thing you need to do is turn the hex on and then navigate to your phone's Wi-Fi settings and connect to the CX-37's Wi-Fi hotspot. You might get an error on your device saying that there is no internet, but that's normal and you can ignore it. Then I'm going to go into the app, and the first option is the settings button. Here I will be changing the setting to the right hand mode, which will allow me to fly in Mode 1 on the screen of the phone. Onto the play button, and the display is identical to the CX-10WD. The first button takes you back to the main menu. Next one along takes a photo, After that is the video record button. I should mention that neither video or images are saved to the quad itself. Everything is done via the app, which brings me on to the next button. This is where you can view the currently stored videos and pictures. Next we have 3 rate modes: 30%, 60% and 100%. This rate is just specific to the phone and not the transmitter. The next icon turns gyro control on, which means you can tilt your phone to control the hex. You still have to do throttle and yaw on the phone's screen. The hex does not yaw by yawing the phone. The button after that is the flip button. The scales button calibrates the accelerometer if you are having drift issues. Put the hex on a level surface and the lights will flash to indicate that the accelerometer is being calibrated. The lights will go solid when it has finished. The on button means that the control is being done by the phone. If you press it, the icon will change to off and the sticks will disappear off the screen. The hex's LEDs will then flash and it is ready to bind to the transmitter. The rev button does not seem to function on my phone, however it apparently inverts the screen. I use a screen rotation app, so there's no problems there. Lastly, we have the trims and also the auto takeoff and land buttons. Let's firstly go and take it for a fly using only the phone. You know, Cheerson have absolutely cracked this with these models. They are hands down the best Wi-Fi quadcopters and hexacopters that I have tried in the toy grade class. Usually setups like this constantly drop their connection or lock up and cannot be relied upon, but this just can. Using the gyro to control the hex is so much fun. I'm using 100% rates and it's a complete blast. Somehow there's no latency on the control at all or the FPV feed. Again, my one gripe is that you have to hold the phone flat to control the aircraft. I would like to see a phone gyro calibration where you can tilt the phone towards you slightly so that it is easy to view the video on the screen while flying. You want to keep the aircraft close in while flying from the phone, no more than 20 meters I'd say, because the hexacopter is using the transmission power of the phone's Wi-Fi to control it, and we all know how far Wi-Fi works. It's not like a DJI Phantom, which essentially just uses your phone as a video screen and supplies its own powerful Wi-Fi transmission from inside its own controller. The altitude hold, as I suspected, works splendid. Cheerson are the best at indoor altitude hold multirotors. Let's come in for a landing and try it with the dedicated controller. Of course, like the CX-37WD, you can't beat having a proper controller. An advantage of using the controller is that the control range will be much better than the phone's Wi-Fi. The video will still cut out at about 30 meters, but the control will just keep on going. Going into flip mode and the hex gains a fair amount of height before performing a flip or a roll, so watch out for that if you are flying indoors. I'm using the high rates here and I would say that the highest rate is more of a medium rate. The yaw rate is very slow but it flies nice all the same. The video is identical to that of the CX-37WD in that it is recorded in a 4:3 format and the camera is 0.3 megapixels as mentioned earlier. You aren't going to be taking shots that can be used in a feature film, but it serves a purpose of being able to do FPV and recording the footage to your phone at the same time for fun. It does not record any audio, which is not a problem for me. The flight time is about 5 minutes in total, which is standard for this type of aircraft at this level. So there you go, that is my review of the Cheerson CX-37WD. I will put a link in the description if you wish to buy it. Thanks to tmart.com for providing this hexacopter for review, and thanks to you for watching. You can follow me on Instagram at AndyRC_channel for more content. As always, please continue to subscribe. Cheers.